In this new world video, I want to show you how I am preparing for the new season update. So I'll go over 10 of my favorite things that I'm doing right now so that I can be ready for the update. So the first one is I'm preparing for the update by picking up all the yellow and brown boxes from my PvP track. Why, you might ask? Well, these come with Invigorated Punishment perk and Shaking Heals perk. At the moment, the Shaking Fortification perk is nerfed and we do not know what's going to be best in slot, so I'm just picking up Shaking Heals just for in case, but definitely pick up the Invigorated Punishment perk at the very least. Since a lot of fire staffs are going to probably go with fire damage, hardy and then Invigorated Punishment, you will probably be able to craft a couple of rings for yourself or to maybe sell in the future if you roll the fire damage perk and Invigorated Punishment. So that's the first thing I would do. Next, I would go to the Gypsum Forge right here and pick up all the things that I can, especially for armor. Craft all your armor gypsum boxes. As you can see, I've been doing this for about 8 days now, since you will be able to upgrade this gear into legendary once it hits 590. So you will be basically guaranteed legendary. If the perks are good, you might be able to roll a best in slot perk for yourself, but I'm pretty sure this is common knowledge by now, so let's move on to the next step. Next up, utilize the trading post effectively. Yesterday I already picked up some gear for under 100k. I picked up an elemental aversion, resilient and refreshing ward piece. Although they're heavy is going to probably be meta soon since they get free freedom. So they get about 2 freedom for free exactly. So you get a refreshing ward, elemental aversion, same for the headpiece. I picked this up for under 100k, so pretty good. Even though it's pretty late, all the information is already out there. I just picked this up, so you can still score some really good deals if you want to. So definitely take a look at if you can pick anything up. Sure, you might think, oh, everybody knows this by now and you can't get good pieces, but you'll be surprised how many people do not apply the information that they know. So just scour the trading post and pick up any pieces that you think might be valuable. Maybe some freedom, elemental aversion is a must, and refreshing as well if you can find something with resilient, and maybe you can make some profit there, or you can just use it for yourself, like I'm going to use this for my heavy blunderbuss build. Next up, we'll probably be crafting a lot soon to roll best in slot gear. Well, what's the most important thing for crafting? Well, it's the golden scarab. Do your golden scarab run. If you want a video that shows you how to do this, then I'll link it in the description and in the card. Fusion Thunder already made a very good video for it, and I do this run daily. For me, I already gathered a couple. I gathered about 23. So very important to gather for yourself so that you can craft your gear when it comes to best in slot gear. With the golden scarab going up in price, another thing that you need to know is the legendary resources. Of course, a lot of people will mention this, but it's important to do every day since these will probably go up in prices as people start to craft heavy gear sets, especially Asmodium. Keep an eye on this, maybe put in some buy orders or just craft your own so that you are ready for this. I already got a couple for myself. For example, I have about 600 Asmodium, 400 runic, 240 runic leather, some phoenix weave, and of course glittering ebony, since they probably want to craft a lot of fire staffs as well. So be prepared, craft your daily resources and make some profit when the patch hits. Another thing that goes great with crafting is timeless shards. These will probably go up in price. For example, right now I already put in a couple of buy orders about a week ago. For example, I have about 100 heavy gloves. I've got some pants, 72, some boots, some helmets and some heavy chest pieces right here, as well as rings and some blunderbusses. I already put in another batch of these just to see if I can get some and make a profit, since I think heavy, it will be a little bit more heavy meta and maybe a bit less light since we get that extra freedom. So these prices might go up. Grab yourself a couple and see what happens. If the worst happens, then you can just sell this for a profit, but nonetheless super important. Another thing that you need to buy is some craft mods. I mean, what are you going to craft without them? These linen is already super expensive, and the iron guards. Plus you can go with thread of corrupted cloth, which will give you fire damage. This is actually super inexpensive at the moment because of the boss event, but you can pick these up, as well as attunement. Flame attunement is going to be big, and I think Keenly Empowered might be as well. We'll have to see. After you've got your mods, you can also buy some of these 600 patterns. They're probably already sold out by now, but yesterday I bought a bunch of them. They're about 6, or they were on my server, they were 2000 gold on Bari, so I bought a couple. The chess pieces were already out, unfortunately, but that's the case. You should also be doing your daily bosses. Right now there's an event going on, and it rolls super good mods that you can get. For example, you can get this corrupted thread that I just spoke about for fire damage, so that you can keep it and maybe resell it. You also get refreshing, shaking fortification, and things like that. So really important to get. Just make sure you do it once a day. It's not too difficult, and it's definitely not too time consuming. So definitely just jump in there, grab one boss, and then go on with your other dailies. Another thing that you might want to look into is crafting your daily stopwatch. Since the bags will be able to utilize the daily stopwatch, you've got a 33% chance when you roll with the stopwatch to basically roll legendary. So super good if you want to craft yourself a legendary pickaxe or bags. You can see I don't even have legendary bags yet, so I'm definitely saving up for this. I already got 11 runestone stopwatches, so definitely worth it. Get yourself a couple so that you can roll yourself some legendary bags and some legendary equipment as well, so that you can have the best tools available and make some extra income when you're farming. And the last way I'm preparing for the new season update is by buying a best in slot fire staff, or pretty close to best if you want it. This is by buying this pattern, Sizzling Snow. This pattern will give you a fire staff with Keenly Jagged, Vicious, and Chain Fire, which is super good for 1v1. Maybe you want to switch out a couple of perks, but it's pretty good and close to best in slot. So definitely pick up this pattern. This pattern goes for about 200 gold on Bari at the moment, so definitely go buy this one as soon as possible so that you can have a pretty decent fire staff to start out with. If you want to watch me play this season when it comes out, then you can follow me on Twitch, or you can watch this video where I test Shaking Heals versus Elemental Aversion.